Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Fisher. We've been talking about it all week. A strong winter storm that's packing a punch. The wind has been howling for more than 24 hours, kicking up dust and blowing trees around. But soon a change in the forecast, as rain is expected to start falling in just a matter of hours, and there's going to be a lot of it. Today, like we've been talking about for a long time, our focus is on the roads, as the Grapevine has shut down 3 times this week. It is open at this hour, but of course can change at a moment's notice. And although snow and ice are not a problem for the Grapevine right now, the wind has been an issue. At one point yesterday, gusts were so strong it measured as a Category 1 hurricane. And we want to reiterate, the Grapevine is open and not expected to close anytime soon, but Mother Nature may have other plans, and that's why it's always good to be prepared. If the Grapevine does end up closing again, there are different routes that you can take to reach Los Angeles or Southern California. The quickest option is to take the 58 through Tehachapi and Lancaster, which will take an extra 30 minutes at minimum. But if the 58 shuts down, you'll have to swing all the way around to the coastline and get on the 101, which could take several additional hours. And we are waiting on more rain here in the Golden Empire, but on the Central Coast, San Luis Obispo County is getting hit hard. Heavy rain caused flooding in Avila Beach, and Cambria saw downed trees and power lines throughout the small coastal town, including a mudslide along Highway 46. A flash flood warning remains in effect in the area as more rain is expected later today, possibly up to an inch per hour in the North Coast. A reminder that we want to see your pictures and videos of this storm. If it is safe to do so, capture the storm as it moves through your area and send us your photos and videos. You can email them to 17news@kget.com or any of our social media pages, and you may see those pictures and videos on our newscast tonight on 17 News at 5 and 6. Once a fixture of East Bakersfield, the Amistoy's bar that has caught fire half a dozen times will no longer go up in flames. That's because the building has been torn down. You may remember Amistoy's bar caught fire 6 times in just a matter of months. Both city and county fire crews repeatedly attacked the blazes. No one has been hurt in any of these fires, but arson investigators are still looking into the causes. Amistoy's closed in 2019 after 70 years in business. This morning, we learned another 9 people have died from coronavirus. That's 18 deaths reported in just 2 days. Most of the lives lost were people who died in December. The latest numbers now put December as the second deadliest month since the beginning of this pandemic, and health officials are still counting the bodies. August has been the deadliest month so far. Meantime, we learned another 565 people have tested positive for COVID-19. Our daily average has dropped to about 720 people testing positive every day. Another number that has dropped? Hospitalizations. 346 people are in the hospital, according to state data. That's 118 fewer hospitalizations than our peak about 2 weeks ago. 83 people are in the ICU. And just a reminder, Kern Public Health's website has a vaccine schedule that shows when you are eligible to receive the shot, plus an interactive map of providers offering the vaccine. If you are eligible, you can find the site nearest you and call that vaccination site to make an appointment. Meantime, Kern Public Health also has an online resource to help you find COVID-19 testing sites. On the Kern Public Health's website, there is an interactive map in both English and Spanish where you can find a site near you that is offering testing. Plus, there's more information on hours and addresses for those testing sites. Welcome back to your 17 Business Watch. And U.S. weekly jobless claim numbers hit lower than expected. First-time claims totaled 847,000. That's below the 875,000 expected by economists last week. Consumer spending is showing signs of fatigue as household spending declined for the first time in 7 months in November. Record-setting COVID cases and colder winter weather is thought to be driving the slowdown as unemployment numbers remain stagnant. Some state and local governments have brought back restrictions on businesses in an effort to slow the spread of COVID-19, which often hurts industries in food service and hospitality the most. And President Joe Biden's administration has proposed a $1.9 trillion stimulus package aimed to help unemployed Americans until the job market recovers and vaccines are more widely available. The plan includes $1,400 per person direct payments to most households, a $400 a week unemployment insurance benefit through September, expansion of the child tax credit, and an increase in the minimum wage. Well, the burgers are flipping as Bakersfield's newest In-N-Out location is officially open. The new restaurant, located on Rosedale Highway next to Lowe's, is open from 10:30 a.m. till 1 a.m. Sundays through Thursdays, while staying open a little later, 1:30 a.m., on Fridays and Saturdays. This brings the total number of In-N-Outs in Kern County to 4. And while finding an In-N-Out fan is not difficult, finding someone who has been to nearly every location is a pretty rare find.
We've tested a lot of secret menu items on this trip because we've had a lot of opportunities to. There's not a whole lot to lose, and if you're going to go to 20 In-N-Outs one day, you might as well just try some new crazy stuff.
That's the Vonderheide family, and they are from Northern California. They made their way to the new In-N-Out on Rosedale Highway. And out of the 362 In-N-Out fast food joints, they've been to 313 of them. And although In-N-Out's menu is simple, you just heard them talk about the secret menu that sometimes they like to order off of. And you can watch their full story and why they decided to start this journey on our website, KGET.com. Well, organizers of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics are trying to reassure the world that the delayed games can take place in July, despite the coronavirus pandemic. But they are said to be looking to Washington for an important vote of confidence. NBC's Keir Simmons reports from London.
A strength propelled by hope.
Staging the Olympics during a pandemic will need strong support, especially from the US. So says the Japanese games organizer, according to a new report. But so far, President Biden not weighing in, not even, officials say, during a call to Japan's Prime Minister. American swimmer and two-time Olympic gold medalist Caleb Dressel knows what he thinks.
I think this is an event that should be happening. It might not be the traditional old-fashioned way of packing as many people in a stand as we can. If spectators have to be out of it, I totally get it.
And for the first time, the president of the International Olympic Committee accepting there might not be spectators.
Do there have to be spectators? Could you have fewer events?
The essentials are the field of play and a fair and safe competition. You know, we want not to destroy any Olympic dream of any athlete.
The Tokyo Games, which were supposed to take place in 2020, have already been delayed by a year because of COVID. Olympic organisers insist they're not asking whether the postponed games, now set to take place in July, go ahead, only how to get 10,000 athletes safely to Tokyo with testing and social distancing, even during the iconic opening ceremony.
United States of America.
Their plans, or playbooks, under daily review. But they have some red lines. They do not want athletes jumping the line for vaccinations ahead of vulnerable people. Athletes say, that's fine, just get us there.
How would you be prepared to curtail your Olympic experience just to get the games to happen?
I just need a pool. I just need 50 meters of pool. That's about it.
But when we all go through the same struggle.
Organisers say they're fighting for the games with the commitment of Olympic athletes, determined the athletes themselves will get their day in the spotlight.
How much stronger we can be together.
And several countries, including Australia, Israel and Denmark, now saying they do plan to vaccinate their athletes and staff ahead of the games. The flip side of that, of course, many countries may not vaccinate their athletes. Keir Simmons, NBC News, London.
And just a reminder, you will be able to watch the Summer Olympics only on TV 17 in July.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to KGET.com.